See you guys in there? Okay, hold on. Let me, right off the bat, we'll make Mike a moderator. And give me a second here, Mike. I'll get it figured out. He's not a managing moderator, though. Okay, there you go, Mike. You're going to be a blue man now. How's it going, Cheech? Glad to see you. Who else we got in here? Let's see. Perry? Dad? What do you guys think? Somebody from China? Let's see. Oh, it's Daryl. Oh, look at that. I thought that was Chinese for a minute. Baby kisses? All right. Glad to see y'all in there. Man, 9 likes already. You can't beat that. Okay, guys. Here's what I got. I drew out a great big eagle. And I had one of these. We sold it. So it was probably about that high as pin oak. Something like that. I had it 5 years. I put it up for sale and we ended up selling it. So I'm going to make another one out of this big piece of pine. And this is off the wood that Michael gave us. And I started, I'm like, I can make one great big piece, or I can make all kinds of little ones, and the little ones is easy to sell. So I went with the little ones. Anyway, everybody here all right and everything? Everything looked pretty good. Let's see. Heck yeah. Hey, baby kisses. If you haven't hit the like yet, hit it. I'm sure y'all have, though. 11 already. Going good. All right, let me get a saw going, and we'll get something done. Look at my thumbs up. All right. I love that thing. It's cute. My little baby duck got her wisdom teeth pulled out today. Come on, baby. Probably about 3 inches on this end, probably about 6 inches down there, and it's probably about, I don't know, 8 or 9 inches thick right here in the middle. There was all kinds of limbs going through here, so I made that, center of the bird. I thought that's perfect. He's going to be kind of fat, so all this will get cut down quite a bit. The goal is to kind of bring this wing down and in evenly. But anyway, let me shut up. Ain't nobody cares about what I got to say. I'm supposed to be carving. the way. Hope everybody's doing pretty good. Be sure and hit that like button. We're up to 16 already. That's pretty good. I can't complain. It's only been 8 minutes. All right, let me get my little saw. Actually, it's not a little saw. This 171 is way heavier than that one, but carbon board. Nice baby fire. Yeah, I need some ear protection. I'm putting on my PPE. Like button. Like. Back to the other one. Ow. I'll tell you, it's a hard life when you're stupid. Back to this one again. All right, looks like an eagle to me. What do y'all think? All right, I'm gonna cut some more pieces down off of this, like a tail. I haven't made up my mind yet if this is gonna be the, this is probably gonna be the front side. So I'm gonna cut some down in the tail and go ahead and dig. I guess I'll do that first. I'll go ahead and dig out these because I have to dig these pretty deep and kind of figure out the depth. In fact, let me draw that with a marker. It'll help me think this through as I go. You guys won't be able to see it. It'll be on the side. But it'll help me kind of see as I'm going through. So tip-wise, and take that off. Through there. And then, yeah, that's about the there. Okay. So that gives me an idea of my depth when I dig this wing detail out before I cut this. So I don't have to draw it again. That's what I'm after. Out. I don't know how much of them lines I'm you know, the impatient side of me says just this baby real quick. All right, hope everybody's doing pretty good. Ain't nobody trying to hit me today or nothing. I think I might be nice and take y'all in there and show you the baby raccoon when I get done for the day, which I'm only going to be on here until 7:30 is the plan. So looks like I got about, if you can wait 40 minutes, I can wait 40 minutes. And I'll take you in there to see the baby raccoon. Boy, I'll tell you, I'm sweating now. It got pretty hot today and humid. It literally just got done raining as I was getting ready to start. It may still be raining a little bit. I don't know. I can't really tell. Okay, there's that. With the fuel in this baby. Yeah, this thing goes through it now, I'll tell you. I'm pretty sure I put oil on it earlier. Let me check. Yeah, she good on bar oils, right? Usually it's about 3 to 1 on this saw. Bar oil to fuel. Okay. Hey, look at that, up to 29. Be sure and smash that like button, and wouldn't hurt if you subscribe either. See my little like button right there? All right, good deal. and let's see what we got here so far. 27 minutes, 81 watching, and 41 likes. Be sure to smash that like. Hey, Grumpy, baby kisses. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, Grumpy, a.k.a. Cheech. Daryl, the troll hunter, keeps our channel clean. Can't go wrong. All right. So I got to dig his feet out a little bit, and I got a little carried away. I kind of felt like, I should have left more on here than what I got. So I'm going to have to work with that and cut this out where I've already kind of gouged it. But I can still get them in there. Sometimes you just screw up, just the way it goes. That said, I'm going to use the other saw for that. And dig this out, dig some of that wing down in the bottom out. And we'll see how it goes. Set back down. Man, okay. All right, I'm gonna go after these feet again. Boy, I'll tell you, it got hot. I'm gonna take this long sleeve shirt off. It's just humid. We had that rain, got up around the mid 70s a day. It's just the way life goes. See how you guys are doing. Let's see if we can hit 50 likes there. If you guys could hit that like button, we'd sure appreciate it. We've been on here a half hour so far. And got 30. I mean, we're close. All it takes is a few people smash that button and we'll get there. And then I'll show y'all a baby raccoon at the end of this live. How about that? That sound like fair trade? You hit the like, I'll show you a baby raccoon. Okay. And it should be, everybody gets a free car, right? Yeah. I laid the groundwork out to put the legs and the falls there. And I probably ought to take the legs up just a little bit more into the body. And I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Quest. Oh wow, 48? Man, it'll only take a few more and we'll have it. Let's see who we got. Baby Kisses, Grumpy, aka Cheech, Daryl. Same people was the ones carrying on the conversation. Now, that's awesome. We'll take it. We'll just keep making our eagle and try to shut up, which is really hard for me. I think I'm gonna flip it around and take some of the, start digging some of the wing out. I'll show you what we got on the other side. So you can see there's quite a bit that has to come out of there. So I'll probably chip off the edge of this, come down, thin the back out a little bit. So we got to take a good bit of this off actually. Take a good bit of it off, and then same thing down here. There's quite a bit that's got to come off of this side. So we'll roll it around and just like I just started, doesn't it? All right, just be sure to hit that like button. Oh, never mind. We got to the 53. I got to show y'all the baby raccoon, but you can still hit the button. See it? Right there it is. All right, okay. This, did I put fuel in this? Yeah, I did. Okay. Don't mean it's going to run. Somebody comes back and says, hey, that side looks different than it did about 10 minutes ago, tell them, oh, he started over. Somebody said, oh, is that what they mean by a knotty pine? You know, the honest and sincere question that would be worth answering is, how many baby ducks you think this eagle's going to eat in his lifetime? I don't know. It's hard to say. Probably quite a few. Oh, it's off, dummy. Hang that baby up. All right, hope everybody's doing pretty good. What are we up to now? Let's see. You got 43 minutes, 57 likes. Man, that's really good. Anybody new in there talking? No, I'll tell you, Baby Kisses and Grumpy and Daryl, man, you guys must be keeping everybody in line tonight. Heck yeah. Yeah, we got some in here. All right, let's round this baby off. dude back around for now. Work on this other side. I think he's getting pretty close to where I just have to start drawing a lot of detail on him and then carving it. But I think I can do a little more rounding out. Hey, I'll tell you what, if you're watching, you haven't watched this before, I highly recommend some other chainsaw carvers. Creation does 777, Kyle Hall Woodworker, and also Bear Mountain Chainsaw Carving. Check those guys out. All right, let's thin these out a little bit more. Hopefully you don't fly off before I get done. He doesn't have the feather detail to fly, so I think he'll stay. For most of the carving, I think he'll stay. Be sure to hit the like if you hadn't already. See the little like button right there, folks? All right. I'm looking at it, and I'll tell you, I want to take more. So this is that front side, and I want to take more of this off. I just feel like he needs to lose more of that, and I can take it down in sections so that I don't lose my lines, and just be a little careful. But I'm going to do it. You guys can't see it. Well, here, I'll show you. See what I mean? It's a little too thick right there. I'm going to thin that out. Be sure to hit the like, man. We got 60 going pretty good. I gotta show y'all the baby raccoon now. Man, I said 50. I should have said 75, shouldn't I? Careful with that. I don't want to give my eagle an haircut. Same thing with this bottom. I want to take some thickness out of that bottom wing too. Can't see why not. But I'll tell you, next time maybe I should say something along the lines of, hey, you want to see my baby sloth? No, I wouldn't lie to you. Boy, would it be funny if I did. time-wise. 54 minutes. I'll go a few more minutes, and then I'll show you guys a baby raccoon. Maybe we can get 5 more likes. That'd be pretty awesome. 75 in an hour. I'll take whatever you give me, man. How about that? Okay, let me get my leaf blower out here. I gotta get my cord out from the phone. And I'm gonna unplug this thing and I'm gonna show you guys baby raccoon in the house there. He's doing all right. Well, I'll tell you what, we were really concerned, and I don't think he's out of the woods yet, but some of it's the dumb humans that don't know what they're doing. But we figured out how to keep him warm. That took a couple days to kind of get him consistently in a warm temperature like he'd have if he was in his den with his mama. And then the other thing was the food, figuring out the food. Here, hold on. Figuring out the food, we're giving him goat milk, and then so the consistency, trying to figure out the consistency, trying to figure out trying to help him, you know, have him a constant regulated temperature or pretty constant, you know, something he didn't have to warm up that often. And then whether he needed water or not. And he got to the point where yesterday he really wasn't pooping. And finally today he got it together. Hey, somebody give me 12 bucks. Heck, I just noticed that. That's awesome. Whoever did that, pretty awesome. It's probably Perry and Baby Kisses, man. They leave me a lot of stuff. It's pretty awesome. Okay, all right, we're gonna go in here and check this dude out. Hold on just a second. Yeah, I can't complain about that. Let's see. All right. Hey, 73. Maybe we'll get 2 more likes if we show you all this baby raccoon hiding in here. Let's see how he's doing. Okay. Time to wake him up. Uh-oh. You can see he's been pooping a lot, hasn't he? Time to wake up, buddy. What's going on? Let's let him stretch on his own. Okay, now I'm gonna pull that paper out from under him. Tell me that guy ain't cute. If you like him and you hadn't hit the like button already, be sure and hit it. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see him okay as I'm in the house, and sometimes my signal isn't the best. Hi, buddy. What's going on? Here, let me set him down right there. I'm gonna pull this dirty paper out of there real quick. See, that one wasn't bad. That one's definitely. So he is. Okay, he's just laying down there. Well, he's all covered in it, actually, isn't he? Come on, buddy. Here, you sit there for a minute. And get this paper back in there. And hope he's going to roll in the sink if I'm not careful, ain't he? Yeah, here. There's her, buddy. Okay. You know how it is in nature. They're all rough. They're rough on their children. Anyway, so what we figured out on the keeping him warm was a water bottle. Heat that water bottle up for 2 minutes, and that thing will stay warm for literally for hours and hours. It's insane. In fact, I don't know if I can set this down on him and you guys can check him out. Let me move him over a little bit. I'm gonna throw that bottle in there. Oh, what are you doing? You throwing me around so much, you jerk. Let's see. I'm trying to make this work. I want to throw that water bottle in the microwave real quick. It was pretty well cold. But anyway, the little guy's just relaxing. He's come on, wake up. People want to see you play. You got to wake up. Say hello. Hello, everybody. I don't have my eyes closed. I told you it's a baby raccoon. I mean, he's a baby. I clean his little butt up a little bit. But at least he's pooping. I mean, all yesterday and this morning we were getting really nervous about it. He wasn't. And finally it worked its way through. And I think getting the temperature regulated and all that stuff, it's kind of went pretty good. But he seems to be doing good again. I mean, he's pooping. That's the important part. And who'd have thought that'd be such a big deal? But usually he squeaks pretty good. I don't know. Let me see if I set him down like that and pet him. You gonna carry on, buddy? He's like, I just want you to leave me alone, man. Oh, well. The cute little guy. Heck yeah, we got 74 likes out of this. That's not bad. I don't see you doing too bad. Look, little hands there. 62 minutes. Somebody give us $12. That was pretty cool. All right, I got Ray, Daryl, Electric Whittler, Grumpy, a.k.a. Cheech, the Electric Whittler, Plywood. I know Baby Kisses is in there. There's 75. Awesome. 75, an hour worth of carving, and show Baby Raccoon off. So the plan is I will be back in tomorrow to try to finish that eagle and literally try to get him done as far as I can get it done. Hey, John, what's going on? But I'll try to finish that eagle, get it done. Tomorrow will be the plan. John come in, and I got another like. Hey, somebody took their like away. Can you believe that? What a jerk. Okay. All right, well, I'll clean this guy up and then go out there and clean my sawdust. There it is. It came back. Oh, you doing all right, buddy? Seems to be doing pretty good. All right, but anyway, that's what I got, 77. Okay, turn this thing back around. I will catch you guys tomorrow. We'll be finishing up that eagle, and we'll give you another status report on this little guy. We'll call it the Hick status. All right, that's what we got. Come back when you can stay later, you schmucks.